Waiting for Cashae Monya.
Hey, friend.
Hi, Cash.
Hey, how you doing?
Why are you on the side like that? Do I need to turn mine?
Oh, yeah. There
Oh.
we go.
Oh.
Looking good.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, week 1 was pretty hard.
Yeah.
And week 2, I watched The Pianist, and that gave me major perspective.
Mm.
And I started to just focus on gratitude, focus on all the things that I could control, which was just making the best of it. Absolutely.
People are asking for us to both turn ours the other way. I think we should do that.
Okay. Give the people what they're asking for. But now my here, I'll set it on my drink.
What do you drink? Are you drinking gin?
I'm drinking vodka and soda.
Oh.
Yes. Here, I'll just hold it. Are the people pleased?
The people are happy now, I think.
Okay, good.
Where's Matthew?
Matthew is in the other room working, selling retaining walls. Luckily, he's been able to work. He works half at home, half in the office. So that's good. We still have income, which is a lot to be grateful for right now.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
How is he holding up without basketball?
He's been playing a lot of video games. So he's been content. He's actually adapting very well. I mean, we do miss basketball though, but we've been trying to watch movies and been finding other ways to entertain ourselves.
Oh, good. You still doing yoga every day?
I do yoga every day because it just gives me the opportunity to breathe, start my day with feeling grateful and strong and positive. And you got to stay healthy right now. I love that that's the #1 goal. And yoga is a great way. I'm a big fan of yoga, and it's just been another tool to just keep some sanity in this time. So I've been practicing regularly, going on walks, doing as much as I can to stay healthy, both mentally and physically.
Well, Cash, tell us a little bit about your creative journey. Like, when did you find theater and talk about that, your journey to now?
Yeah, my creative journey, I started singing early on. Some of my earliest memories are of music and singing, and I've been a singer all my life. And then I found theater in my formative teen years, which was major for me. It just gave me a place to feel seen and heard and important, and that's really important for the youth. So I feel like I've been creative all my life, and it's kind of ebbed and flowed in various ways. But my creative journey is very kinesthetic. I love to be hands-on. I want to, I like table work, and sitting down and talking about it is cute, but like
No,
I
you
want to
don't.
get in it
I know.
and like feel it in my bones. Yes, you know how it is. So I'm very kinesthetic and I'm very playful. I think that it should be fun. Ultimately, I think people pay to see you on stage, and you might be dealing with complicated things, but they want to see that like you know what you're doing and you're gonna give a show and like have a good time. And I'm all about let's play, let's find it, let's not talk about it, let's be about it. And yeah, I've kind of been that way from the get-go.
And you went to COSA, Coronado School of the Arts,
I
right?
did junior and senior year. I did my sophomore year at Morris High School, where I wasn't doing theater at Morris though.
So you grew up in San Diego?
Yes, I'm a native. I grew up in Paradise Hills.
And so you've been doing theater ever since you graduated, and now do you have like some favorite experiences
In the
in the
theater?
theater? Yeah.
Oh, I have so many incredible.
You're back.
it said I paused because I wasn't using the app, but I was literally using it. I have so many favorites. You asked a question about what was your most recent kind of favorite.
Yeah, like yeah, something in the maybe the past, like the recent like 2 or 3
Yes.
years that you really learned from or are proud of.
The one that I think of recently came when I booked a commercial that I had been released from. So I had gotten the email
Oh.
like, no, thank you. They casted, you're released, have a good day. And the day before the shoot, my agents emailed me and were like, are you available? They want to add you to the shoot. And it was just like, you never know. My acting coach, his words have been kind of ruminating in my head, and he says, anything could happen. Anything could happen. And that was just proof that even after getting released from the job, it was like, you're out. And I got to come back, and it was an incredible shoot. And I got that check last week, which was much needed, came right in time. And it was a great shoot and a great experience. And it made me feel like, you got to just keep at it, because things can change in any moment in your favor, and you just got to be ready. Did you want a specifically theater experience?
No, not at all.
Because I got lots of those too.
What do you feel like you want to transition more? Because I know you've been going up to LA a lot and auditioning a lot for film, TV, commercial stuff.
Yes. That is what is next for me. I felt myself getting burnt out from theater.
You're like, I won 2 Craig Nolan Awards. Like, where do I go from here?
Exactly. Totally. I always want to keep growing. And the LA market is what's next for me. It's hard. It's challenging. It's a totally different beast. And it excites me. I want to be excited again about where I am in my career. And yeah, I'm pursuing the commercial TV film world, and it's going well. I'm proud of myself. It hasn't been easy.
You want to make money.
I want to make money. Yes, of course. I want to make money. I do. It's very hard to make a living just doing theater. And most artists, at some point, you're going to have to book a big commercial. The goal is to book a couple so that I could go back to school and get my MBA and learn some more. I want to learn more about the business, because they don't teach you how to be a good business person as an artist. Yeah. They teach you how to do a great monologue and how to sing well and how to audition, but they don't teach you how to brand yourself and to get it so you're not just going from gig to gig to gig, but you're positioning yourself, and you're the boss, and you're in charge of your image and some money. Man, I just want a little The last time I was on this last commercial set, one of the older actors said he booked a commercial that ran for 2 years and he made $40,000. And I'm just like, yeah, that's goals right there, right? So yes, transitioning, not just for the money, but to stay growing and expanding. And yeah, I'm trying to focus more on the business aspects, because I know the acting and the creative aspect, I know that I could kill it in that zone, but I need to work on being in like the boss and like empire mindset, empire building,
Oh, I love it.
Oh, cheers to that.
I love it. Empire mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get your MBA and then you kill it, you should teach a class, and it should be called Empire Mindset.
Oh, I love that. Will you come and talk too?
Oh yeah, you gotta write your book about it.
Yes, I would love that. Yeah, I think I want to go to USC. That's always been a dream school of mine, but that's expensive. So
Matthew better keep selling retaining walls.
That's why he's next door selling the walls.
Cash, will you talk a little bit about why do you think the arts matter? Why does theater matter? I think a lot of us theater makers right now are brainstorming, how do we keep doing our jobs?
Absolutely.
I think what keeps being revealed is that maybe we can't do our jobs. I think transferring everything to screens is great and wonderful, but there is something about words and space and being present and authentic in a room, breathing the same air.
There's a feeling that you get at the theater that you cannot get anywhere else. And I totally agree that keeping that is really, really valuable, especially in times like this when people are really hurting and feeling overwhelmed with all of the political noise of what has been revealed in all this. What has been most heartbreaking is that, you know, the capitalism over everything, and you go into theater seats to feel comfort from all the stresses. And it is important because that you don't get that from a screen, and we're on screens a lot trying to connect, and you can't always do that.
Yeah.
I think the key for theater is it has to be innovative, and it needs to target a younger audience. It needs to be cool to go to the theater again, you know? Like, I'm getting dressed up, it's Friday night, and I'm going to the theater, and afterwards I'm gonna get a drink at a cute spot with my friends, and we're gonna talk about the play, and it needs to target the youth, and that is a lot about content. A lot of theaters do the same shows over and over again with the same casting decisions, and that's why the youth have disengaged from the theater, because they don't see themselves in the work and they can't afford it. Like, I do theater and I cannot afford to go see theater. And that has been a big problem in the theater, is the accessibility financially, and also the content, making it fun again. But I think this time will be good for that, because people are going to be writing plays about going to the grocery store and how that's the whole thing now, and social, like all the terminology that's come up. So I hope that people are continuing to write and create and tell their stories, because this is such an interesting time to reflect and to put down those stories.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, innovation in the theater. We need people of color directing, people of color making sets, people of color selling the tickets, people of color in the seats. You go to the theaters and you look around and you're like, old whites, all of them. Fresh faces at the theater.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. No matter where you go, really.
Anywhere you go.
Some cities are a little better.
That's New York. That's theater in general. And I think there's always been a battle of like, how do you do theater and also appeal commercially? I think oftentimes theater creators think that that's different, or if you have commercial success, that kind of cheapens your work or makes it not art or elevated enough, but like, that's part of the work, is making it appeal to people who don't see theater.
Yeah, making it a habit. And I think you said something important. It's like, how do you make it accessible for all people, and how do you make theater giving people multiple entry points? I always think about is like, you know, what's going to make them embrace this even if they don't understand it? How do we start a conversation? How do we, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that is. However, when I talk to like the younger generation, especially people that are like studying directing, there is this like new wave, and I think that like right now the spark is waiting for it.
I agree.
This new way of thinking that doesn't have anything to do with buildings. It doesn't have anything to do with walking into a proscenium space and sitting in a dark room.
Yes,
And
I agree. On-site stuff. We're talking, you know, bringing things to community centers, malls, hell, like, exactly. Get it? It feels archaic. And yeah, that has to do with the structure and the buildings and the idea of like, we're coming to the theater, and we got to switch that up again, make it cool again.
Yeah, that's your next t-shirt. Make theater cool again.
Make theater cool again. Do you think it's possible?
On the back of the shirt, it'll say #Empire State of Mind.
Come take my class. I'll make you a star. Yep, that's the mindset.
Yeah.
Are you hopeful, Robbie, that this will be kind of a great turning point in the theater, and that it'll kind of light that spark you're talking about amongst
I hope
the youth?
so. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, you know, when this first, I don't know, a month ago, I guess. Time.
I know, time, right? I woke up this morning and I had no idea what day it was. I was like, what is today? It's crazy how time has just morphed into it's so weird. But what were you saying?
Oh, Yeah, like at first I was very optimistic, and like the past few days I've just been getting a little stir crazy. I'm just like, ready for something, but there's only so much driving and kind of walking around your neighborhood you can do.
Yeah.
Um, but uh, yeah, I do think, yesterday I started thinking about, like, I started remembering this director. This might be a tangent. Meyerhold, he's this Russian director, and he started really taking off after the First World War. And it was a time in Russia where new ideas were waiting for new forms. And he sort of abandoned the whole idea of realism in theater, and
Mm-hmm.
abandoned this whole idea that you have to sit in one seat the whole time to watch a play. And so he was doing very expressionistic abstract theater, and it was highly theatrical, no curtains, backstage exposed, and a lot of those ideas then we have taken farther. But
Mm-hmm.
like that idea of, like, after this period of no theater at all, what is he kind of exploded this idea of, we're not here to replicate realism. We're here because it is theater and it is live, and we want to implicate our audience. And
I love that.
I don't know.
I
So
think
maybe.
film should embrace the same thing, because I was talking to some
Mm,
friends on a walk about how film used to be really theatrical and it's considered showboating or indicating now, but it's like, I'm an actress and we're a part of this thing where it's heightened and it's elevated. But you're right, it's kind of this realism, and I think that we could play with that, and that's helpful too. But I agree, like, let's bring back the theatrics.
yeah.
But it doesn't have to be expensive either, and it doesn't have to be
Hmm.
bigger costumes or lights. Or some of my most favorite shows are the ones that were very simple in some of the conceptual ideas.
Yeah. I sort of miss that. When I first moved to San Diego, there was a lot of smaller theaters. There still are a few, but a lot of them have gone. And I
Mm-hmm.
miss, like, I miss seeing you in shows at Ion. There's something about going to Ion, and
Yes.
there's only 50 people there watching it, and there's a drop ceiling, with just little birdie lights, and there's something about that it felt healthy. It felt like you could go there and you could really be engaged with, in a pressure
Right.
cooker of ideas.
How do you do that, but also make it more commercial and more of a like that? Because
That's
again, Ion,
that's the
I agree.
question.
Ion did incredible work, but there was a level of financial things that made them, they couldn't survive, and you have to find that. You can make cool art, but you got to make money too. And I know it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Right? Pay bills, but I just want to create pretty things. But you have to find that balance too. And I think that you can. Like, look at Hamilton. They making real good money, and that was like something that was fresh and interesting, and people eat that up. And it's possible to, not like everything needs to be Hamilton. And I haven't seen Hamilton because I can't afford Hamilton.
Yeah, there's the idea of accessibility again. You're riding the double horse
Exactly.
of, how do you
Exactly.
make money, but how do you make it accessible?
Mm-hmm. It's complicated. I wish I had the answers. I
There's a
really do.
theater called Mixed Blood in Minneapolis, and the artistic director Jack Roll, everything's free. I
Is
mean,
that where you did
they're heavily subsidized, but
is that where you did Earth and the Wind and the Fire and the Sea?
Earth and the Wind and the Fire and the Sea,
Hey,
no.
hey,
Wind and the Breeze, no.
Wind
That
and the
was in
Breeze.
Milwaukee.
Okay. Cold Place with the M. All the theater is free?
Yeah, they call it radical hospitality.
And how do they do?
I think it's mainly donor and subsidized grants.
Does it work?
Yes, it continues to work. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that idea. It should be, you get more people to come. And you get more people who would love theater who wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I love when you meet someone who's seen a show for the first time.
Mm.
That feeling is so special. I love being a part of that.
Talk
And I
about
think,
that.
yeah, talk about that. I would
Yeah.
say going way, way back when I kind of knew that I was going to do theater, and it was something that was very important to me, was when I did Cinderella. It was my first musical at the Croc Theater. I was 15. My grandma to this day says it's one of her favorite things I've ever done, which is hilarious, right? Like new cachet. I'm sure I was being so extra with it. But this young kid ran up to me after the show, because we went out in costume, and he ran up to me, and he looked at me, and he said, "How did you make all that magic happen?" And it was just, it melted my heart, because it was like, wow, this kid thought that was real. Like, I was the godmother, and I was orchestrating all this magic, and that I love. That's the thing, right? You want people to go, oh, wow, it can happen. I think that's what you aim for. But a lot of times you just feel like you're performing to a jaded crowd that just wants to see a matinee and take a little nap. And how'd you like it? I don't know. I couldn't hear it, but that's
they were cursing too much.
What?
They cursed too much.
It was loud.
We were just screaming. I love it when when you hear an audience member go, "What did they just say?" or "Why are they laughing?"
Myrtle.
We're gonna lose subscribers now.
Sorry, guys. We love you though. We really do. But we need a fresh perspective
Reset
on a lot of things. Politics, movies, fashion, all of it. Let's breathe in new energy. We are done listening to the folks with the money and the folks with the white skin.
Empire State of Mind.
Building empires over here.
How do you think the theater will change? You talked a little bit about it, but like, what do you think? Do you think it'll impact the work?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be some really interesting plays. There's gonna be some I've been singing musicals all this time. Musicals, and there's gonna be, I think it'll be exciting just to kind of see what work happens. But I think there's gonna be a lot of scurrying too, because a lot of theater's gonna feel left behind, and that's gonna be a lot of pressure to work with, and there's gonna be more pressure to make money and to produce these big musicals and things and bring in the crowd. And I hope that more people, more artistic people, want to appeal to some more diverse audiences.
Yeah.
So I think we'll continue to be more diverse. That's happening. And I think a lot of the COVID-19 situation hasn't created any of these issues in the theater. The theater has always needed to welcome diversity and different voices and make it more accessible. It's just made it more exaggerated. But these problems have to be addressed now. And there's going to be some good ideas. I have full faith.
Good.
Come on, theater. You got this.
Meanwhile, you're doing your commercials.
Yeah, I won't be helping you much, but hey. No, I'll come see you work. You know I will. I'll be there drinking gin, looking cute.
But if the role is right, you'll come back.
Yeah.
And the money's not funny.
And the money's not funny. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not done with theater forever. Absolutely not.
Good. That would be a loss.
What about you, kid?
What about me?
What's next? How you feeling? Stir crazy?
Slightly, but I'm okay.
You want me to send you a float?
A float?
A float? No, not a root beer float. A flow, like a yoga flow.
Oh yeah, sure.
You could do some yoga. You light an incense. You get some slinky R&B tunes going. Yeah.
Like what kind of tunes do you think?
Oh, I sometimes like ambient. Just like a cute beat in the back. Or sometimes I like some slinky R&B. Janae Aiko, her album is so good. Yeah. Some tunes.
Love it. If you could invite anyone in the world to dinner right now, who'd it be?
It'd be my grandma.
Oh, how's she doing?
She got sick a couple weeks ago, which freaked me out
Mm.
because this woman was going to the casino that first week. It ain't funny. I'm like, why the casino? That's not a good idea. And then she got sick, so I was nervous and hoping, like, just kind of calling her every day and seeing if, you know, it got into her chest or anything. But she's getting better. And then the other day, her water pipe broke, and that was a thing. But she's good. She's healthy. All my people are healthy and safe, and that to me is most important.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I'd invite my Grammy over to dinner.
Can she FaceTime you?
She is not literate in the technology. So no, I could call her regular, like like the good old days. Dial up. Is that how they did it?
She came with you to the Craig Knowles this year. You said that she was your good luck charm.
She did, because she was there the other year I won as well. So yeah, she is my good luck charm. I love her so much, and she's so proud of me.
Mm.
And you won a Craig Knowles.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Can you make like 3 we statements in solidarity with other artists and theater makers?
Absolutely. We are resilient. We are boss ass bitches. We will not only survive this, but we're going to be even better than before. Because with hardship comes opportunities to learn, opportunities to become more compassionate with yourself, with other people, and enjoy this time. Like, you just get to breathe and practice your piano, and I know, like, there's a lot to stress about, but like, we are going to get through this triumphantly. I believe that.
If you could give any advice to the younger generation of actors out there, what would you say to them?
I would say to them, really pay attention to your camp, the people you keep around you. Make sure that you have a supportive system, a healthy system, because it's a rough road, and you want people in your corner who are going to hold you accountable. You want people in your corner who are going to keep you grounded. And you want people who are going to, even when you aren't successful, people who are going to love you. Yeah. So pay attention to the people who you keep in your inner camp, for sure. Your team.
That's wise advice. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because I have an incredible, like, Matthew's partnership has made this so easy. Like, it's been so much more manageable with a partner who is so smart and compassionate and patient. And yeah, that is so important. And it doesn't have to be romantic. You know, we're talking about friends. We're talking about all of that. Siblings. Just make sure the people around you are healthy, because you see a lot of stories of people who were very talented who got mistreated by people who were supposed to protect them and look out for them and support them and rally them. And yeah, so that's my advice to the kids.
That's I think that's very wise advice, because there is there are a lot of artists out there that get very jealous, and they want to put you down because they're jealous, or they I don't know, bored. Yeah. They're bored.
Absolutely. Or they're insecure.
Yeah.
Or they have this just the unhealthy mindset, because that's all brain work. You got to train yourself to not look at what someone else has and think ill of them because of it. You
Yeah.
got to nip that in the bud, because that's not only unhealthy for them, but that's unhealthy for you. Because if you're always looking at somebody else's pot, you're never going to be satisfied ever. So don't be jealous. It's already such a competitive field too. You don't need to add more to it.
Yeah. You've always been very good at that, I think.
Thank you. I
You've
try.
you've always been one to be like, just keep it real with me.
Absolutely.
Cut the bullshit.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
It makes everything so much more complicated when you have to flesh through somebody's ego too. Ain't nobody making enough money for that. Girl, be on the team and
Yeah. I can't. I can't. I can't. I agree. I always say that. It's like, you don't want to. You don't want to have to let people go or fire an actor, but the few times that I've had to, it's because of ego, and you're just like,
absolutely.
I can't. This is. I can't work with it. I don't know
No,
how.
you
Like, even if it's
shouldn't.
like,
There are people out there who are pleasant and talented and gorgeous and funny. And yeah, no ego at all. That's the playful aspect though. Like if it's not fun, if your ego ruins it for everybody, that frustrates me.
yeah,
That's part of the reason why I gotta leave the theater.
yeah,
But there's ego everywhere you go as a performer. So
yeah. Something I always loved about you as an actor, Cashae, is that you have this ability to like you said, the reason you don't really like table work, you're such like a doer. You know what I mean? And like, if acting
have
is
to do
the
it.
reality of doing, you're
Right?
such a doer, and that like even in rehearsals, you're just like, can we stop talking about it? Can we just do it? Can we just try it?
Absolutely. I do not want to just talk about. You're right. You got to do it. So I'm that person in dance before the choreographer, like I'm moving with them even though I don't know it. I'm like, okay, because once I get it in my body, that's when I could really use it, I feel like. So if we're just talking about it, but I like table work, but I do that at home too. I do all
Yeah,
that like intellectual work, and I know that not a lot of many actors got to have a day job, so the only time they really can touch their script is that that half an hour of table work. And I get that too. I have the luxury of like really taking my homework home, and that's because my man next door selling those walls. If you need some walls, call us.
when I do, I will.
Thank you. Well, he only does the big commercial stuff, so you can't afford these walls.
Yeah. Well, I miss you and Matthew. I've been
I
thinking
miss you
about.
too.
I've been thinking about him in basketball. I'm like, what? March is all about basketball. I'm like,
I know. Are you dying? Are you
well,
okay?
I put on ESPN and I saw that now they're televising basketball players playing each other in video games, and then Scott Van Pete in SportsCenter is commenting on the video games,
Is
and
it
they
fun?
get commentators who comment on the video games. You're like, this is absurd.
Is it absurd, or do you enjoy it?
I watched a little bit of one game with Andrew Drummond and Boogie Cousins, but then I was like,
You don't like video games, right?
I just not that I don't. I just don't. I don't. I've never played them much.
Same. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got some
But
more questions?
maybe our audience
Ooh.
has some
Hey,
questions. I
friends,
forgot.
you have
I
questions?
forgot to ask them.
Hi.
Ask away. We got
Ask me a
Cashae
question.
Monya.
Overton. Y'all still, Cygnet is still rocking Overton.
Overton.
Yeah. That's my maiden name.
Oh, maybe it's because your email says that.
Yeah, it's super old. I worked at Cygnet when I was 20 years old.
What show did you do?
My first show with Cygnet was Our Town. I played Rebecca Gibbs. Fran Girk was my brother.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I did Little Shop of Horrors right after that. How do I get this off my face? Don't nobody got questions?
No.
Oh, the little comments are on my face. Oh, there it is. How have I never met her? She is amazing. Thank you, Portia.
That's Carol Foreman.
Oh, Carol Foreman. I feel like I've met Carol Foreman. I think I've met you, Carol, but I get people tell me I'm like you, so you must be wonderful. I feel like I've met you if I haven't. Ooh.
She was in the last thing at Cygnet. Carol was in was A Little Night Music. She was
I
in
didn't see it.
Stupid Fucking Bird.
I don't think I've ever seen Carol on stage, but I've heard of her.
Mm. Let's see. We got some questions. How do you decide what projects to say yes to?
Ooh.
Now all these comments are going to be stuck in your head.
Great job, Kian. Oh, I decide yes. It has to do with the money. How much is it financially lucrative for me to do the show? So that's how much I'm traveling. For a long time, I just did whatever was available to me. And that works too early on. You just want to build your resume and have the experiences. But now what I do is it depends on the show too, because you don't, and I didn't used to read them. People would offer me roles and I'd just be like, great. And then I'd read it and I'd be like, what?
I got to do what?
I got to do what? So I choose based off of the theater and kind of some theaters are more pleasant to work out than others. So that has to do with it. The team, the director, and the cast and everything has a lot to do with it too. Yeah. But mostly the money's probably the first thing.
Yeah. What do they say? Like you have to have 2 of the 3: people, money, material. But so many times in the theater, it's like people, material.
So. People, material. Yeah, it's rarely the money, but I'm fortunate that I have some financial stability with my partner, so I can do things that don't make me a lot of money, but might, showcase my talent really well, or working with people I enjoy, which is definitely an incentive. Yes, that's how.
The next question is, why do you love acting?
Oh, I love acting because I'm good at it. When I do it, I feel like I'm doing something that and I don't always do it well, for sure, but it makes me feel happy. I like acting because it's just a great way to learn a lot about yourself. I've learned so much about people and humanity. And yeah, but mostly I like it because I'm good at it and people want to see me do it. So I'm like, great. I want to put on a show. I love putting on a show.
That's another thing about you, Cashae, that like when you're on stage, you have nothing to worry about. Like like in the sense that like something really bad could happen, or like someone could drop an entire like monologue. Yeah. And you're such a professional that you, without skipping a beat, would pick the ball back up and keep the ball going.
Yes.
Or like, you know how to work a laugh. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
In front of an audience, I'm like, there is Cashae in her full glory.
Yes. I feel like I feel comfortable there. That's where I feel comfortable. Yeah. I don't get young actors who are terrified of performing. It's like, what do you, that's what you do. You go on stage and you put on a show. And it just comes very natural to me. I think it's something I do even if I wasn't an actor. I would do it a lot in my life. And that's what you should do. You should do things that make you happy and come naturally to you. Mm. Thanks, Krista. You're amazing too. I love you. I hope you're safe.
Tell us what your empire looks like to you. What do you want to actualize for yourself?
My empire looks like producing. I would love to write and create. And I'm talking about creating cinema. I'm working on a screenplay about my grandmother. Oh. And I would love to, I saw Queen and Slim this winter, and it inspired me to look for a way to create more positive Black cinema, because a lot of times you go and you see Black cinema and it's painful because you're dealing with a lot of pain, and that makes sense. But I want to just produce something that is more light, more positive, not traumatic. I love your glasses. Thanks, Sean. My empire looks like producing. I want to act kind of when I feel like it. I don't want to go to gig to gig to gig forever. Maybe like a yoga studio, like a cool Black-owned yoga studio. Maybe a line of onesies. I don't know why I think that's so funny.
I love that.
Onesies by Monya.
Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, I just want to, I want to work more smart. You know, I don't want that feeling of like, I just did a show and I'm exhausted and I want to drink. You know, I want to like be able to be the boss and to capitalize off other people's talents, like build a team and a whole empire where I don't have to work that much. Isn't that the American dream right there?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my empire. I'll save a spot for you, Rachel. I love you.
Do you have a prep before you audition? Like
A
yoga,
prep?
meditation, or certain food you eat in the morning?
Certain food. No, I just try to eat well and why are you laughing?
the way you just said that's funny.
That's interesting though. I'd be curious are there actors who are like, I have to have a banana before my audition. I gotta.
People have superstitions.
That's true. I shouldn't make fun of it. I like to do yoga, warm up, just to release physical tension, because auditioning is stressful and you hold it in your body. So if you come into the room and you're relaxed physically, that'll inform your vocal cords for sure if it's singing, and it'll inform your whole audition. So I gotta do yoga, music. I love to just, I have a great audition inspiration playlist. It's fire. And I like
Can you share it with us?
Like right now?
No, like, can you share it with me and I'll like put it on our story?
Sure. It's on Apple though. It's not on Spotify.
Well,
it's great. Yeah.
We'll
Because there's a lot of just like, the whole vibe is success. And I believe that you should walk into the room feeling like, I got this. And I'm in charge of this audition. So music is a big part of that, breathing, and just feeling grateful. I never want to forget like that. And this time is reminding me of that, is that auditioning is so exciting. And it's so like those 2 minutes in a room, just really soak it all up and enjoy it. And yeah, those are my rituals for getting in the mood. It includes music and warming up my body and getting my mind right.
Yeah, that's wise.
Oh, Cray likes to run.
Yes. Sean Twizon has a donut after every audition.
Oh, yummy. I love a sweet treat too after. My go-to post audition is French fries and a bean and cheese burrito.
From where?
There's a really good spot in Carlsbad, right off of Carlsbad Village. You would never think this spot would have bomb Mexican, but they got bomb Mexican. I don't even know the name of it.
We've spent many a nights going to get Mexican food after.
Yes, French fries and noodles. Any more questions? Hello.
Let's see.
Hello, Wendy.
You're amazing. We love you.
I love you guys too. Yoga.
Where are you from? San Diego.
San Diego. Cashae, spilling the tea. Always.
Yes, that's why we love you, Cashae.
I love you guys too. I hope everyone is healthy, and I just want to say that I love you guys and stay positive. And I know it's hard. I've definitely have had times where I felt like it was hard to get out of bed, and I felt depressed and drained, and we got a lot to deal with. Like the crazy thing is, once the core we've moved on, we still got an election at the end of this year. So get ready.
Well, let's talk again soon.
Okay.
Maybe not so public, but we'll talk again soon.
I would love that, friend.
Love you, Cash.
Love you guys too. Love you, Robbie.
Tell Matthew that I send my love.
I'll kiss him for you.
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah. Bye, friends.